You guys are originally from Georgia.
Yeah. From Georgia. Yeah. Born and raised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. And so that's a completely different place on the earth. I mean, we're talking, you're on the opposite side of you're on the right coast, as they call it. Mm-hmm. And you're in the South. And I want to know what it was like kind of growing up in Georgia. Where were you guys? Because if I remember correct, it was pretty rural.
Yeah, so we were North Georgia. So we're about, if you see Atlanta, you go about an hour 20 north. We're up in the mountains.
Yeah,
so it's
Blue Ridge Mountains.
Blue Ridge Mountains, yeah. So we grew up with a town with what, like
1,200
people total.
Dude,
wow.
Tiny.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that is small.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
So in a town of 1,200 people, like, are you going to a high school in that town? Or you have to get on a bus and get out of town?
Our high school looked like a
prison.
Well, I guess people don't really know what chicken houses look like around here.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, it looked like a chicken house, a 2-story chicken house. It was just this long building with just 2 hallways. That was all it was. And yeah, I mean, we have like maybe all together.
It was about 400 or 500.
Oh, that sounds a little.
It was small.
Out of balance.
It was small.
That's a lot. That might have been.
That sounds like out of balance. That sounds too much.
Well, how many? Well, was this just high school or was it elementary and
no?
junior
This
high?
is just high school. There had to be maybe 200.
Less, you'd say
200, but that still seems disproportional. I don't know. Our numbers are weird. You Google it. It says 1,200. Whatever. But it was tiny, man. Yeah. It was. We grew up in like the town that was like football was king. The stores closed down early on Friday nights. You know, it was just like Mayberry from Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody's business.
Everybody.
You can't walk out your front door without somebody.
Yeah, you do one thing, it's out in 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. Like,
it was hard for
stay
Cal.
inside.
Really hard for Cal.
So give me an example. So what was the one thing that you did that you'd wish you hadn't done that got around town in 2 seconds?
I've got a story.
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple stories. You go ahead and share.
All right. So
we're here for it.
So this is just, this is my past. We're kids every now and then, and I had we had a Friday night football game. I'll mention the others involved, and will not mention the police officer involved. So
I like where this is going, John.
Every single Friday night after a football game, we'd either go to Waffle House and eat.
Waffle House.
I love this story already.
And then we would meet up in the Walmart parking lot.
Football, Waffle House, and the Walmart. You can stop right there.
Yeah. I mean, this was the plan, And then you end up at Waffle House again, later in the night. But so you're in the Walmart parking lot, people come, they meet, and you talk, you hang out, then you figure out whose house you're going to, and you have your party, win or lose. And so anyways, this one night, this was when I had hound dogs, and we would do raccoon hunting. And so you would train your dogs to run down raccoons. And
my brother had a red bone coon hound.
I had 2 red bones. Yeah. All right, people are gonna think I'm such a redneck. Yeah. Promise I'm not. I was just
Where the Red Fern Grows. So if you've ever seen
Where the Red Fern Grows,
which is an awful, depressing movie.
Terrible.
Like it'll rip your heart out. It'll make you cry.
It's
Grown
tough.
man, you will. If you don't cry, then you're not a human. Watching that movie. But yeah, red bone coon hound. So you got your dogs.
Absolutely. So I had my dogs, and like throughout like middle school into high school, like I was training these dogs. I wake up at 4:30 every morning. I'm feeding them. I'm getting them out, playing with them, And so we go out, and me and my buddy and 2 other girls, we went out, and we're driving up 282 where we've got our dogs, and we're going to coon hunt.
Y'all know where 282 is, don't you?
Yeah, it's
282.
just up there
Just up the trees and the grass.
Sorry, I'm trying to tell this story being like cognizant of not using. So anyway, so we get out there, and we have a 30-pack of beer in the car, because 30-pack was the only thing that you could buy when you were 17. You don't get 6-packs.
Yeah.
So anyways, we go to the little gas station down the street, we get our beer, we're going up, and of course, I'm cool. Hey, I'm gonna pop one, on the way up. Not drunk. I hadn't even had a beer yet, but I'm gonna pop one and have it in my container, I don't know if this is gonna be a good thing to keep on here, but anyways, so literally not maybe 5 minutes after I opened it, and the girls are in the back sipping on their beer, and my buddy's in his passenger seat sipping on his beer. Blue lights.
Oh boy.
All right. And this just gives you an idea of how our town is. So we get pulled over. He looks up. What's going on, Cook? I'm like, hey man.
Such a small town.
I'm terrified, right? They're like, oh man, Cole's.
You did it.
Yeah. And anyways, you played a good game, buddy.
We'll bleep that part
all this
out.
stuff. Yeah. You played a good game. No. And he looks in there and he goes, oh, you boys are into some trouble, huh? Right? And we're like, man, I'm sorry. we haven't been drinking. We just like popped it up, and we were going to go out there and just kind of, we're hunting. So he literally just says, well, don't worry. He was like, we'll get you escorted up. He calls another car, drives my truck home, puts us in the back seat, takes us to the house and says, y'all have a good night, and just left it be. But that's the little things that like in a small town
right.
that like you can do and get away with. And like, it's special.
Oh yeah.
Those are memories, but that's it's definitely a story. This is the first one that came to mind, man.
Look, man.
I don't know if this was like the right
It was
one.
a good small town story to show you how small the town it was. Yeah.